Yo, 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 what's going on, good people? It's your boy Surrender, man, aka the HerbMan, the Hood Doc. Back at you, man, with another episode of Herb of the Day. You guys ready? Let's get it. Alright. What is our herb of the day? As we can see, it is bay leaves, okay? Now, I know you guys have heard of bay leaves. You probably got a bunch of them in your cabinet right now, but you probably didn't know that bay leaves also have some medicinal properties. So this is a great time for us to learn some new things about bay leaves. All right, let's go. Now, what is the common name for bay leaves? All right, we see that it's called sweet bay. And also it has another cool common name, which is called Victor's laurel. Now, depending on where you're at, you're going to probably be using one of these particular names here, okay? Now, the scientific name of bay leaves is Laurus nobilis. Laurus nobilis. If you guys, if I, blunder some of these words, it's perfectly all right. We'll leave the description below so you guys can read it for yourselves and do your research for yourselves, okay? Now, let's look at some of the actions of bay leaves. Now, bay leaf is shown to have an antiseptic action. And that pretty much means that it fights against and kill microorganisms within the body. That is a great action to have. It is also an antifungal action. And pretty much what that means is it is a herb that helps fight against fungal infections. Now, with antifungals, they are mostly used topically, but if you have a severe case, we can prescribe some things internally for antifungal infection. Bay leaves also has gastric tonic actions. Now, what is a tonic? Just to kind of get this out the way. A tonic is mostly a herb that tones the tissues within the body. Okay? That is what tonic means. Now, if you're not specifying anything and you just say tonic, pretty much is going to be a digestive tonic or an immune system building tonic, okay? But so for this one, it said it is a gastric tonic, which means it builds the tissues in the gastrointestinal tracts, okay? Bay leaves also have mild sedative actions, which means it helps soothe and calm, all right? It also has anti-dandruff actions. Who would have thought? All right, and if you don't know what that means, then it helps fight against dandruff. Okay, bay leaves has been known to have carminative actions, and carminative actions pretty much means that it helps expel gas from the stomach and the intestines. It has a Cholagogue action, and that pretty much means that it promotes the flow of bile within the body. All right, and it also has a Vermifuge action, meaning that it helps fight against intestinal worms. Now, as we can see, this is all things dealing with the stomach pretty much, and that's what I want to try to parlay to you guys, that most of the kitchen herbs are very good for digestion. It's no secret to why they are great kitchen herbs, and there's no secret to why we put a lot of these herbs on our food. It's because it is supposed to be health conscious to the stomach, into the digestion system, and into your intestines, okay? Now, you probably didn't know that you're putting the herbs on there for that reason, but that's the real reason for it. So all kitchen herbs are going to be good mostly for your digestive system. Now, what are some of the uses of bay leaves? As we can see just how we spoke, weak digestion. That is the first thing that bay leaves is used for. It also used for poor appetite. So if you're having problems with eating and you need something to increase your appetite, try some bay leaves. Look at bay leaves. Now, this is also good for a cold stomach. I want to kind of stop right here so you can understand what is a cold stomach, because I know people would be like, what is a cold stomach? Well, the best way I can explain this is Chinese medicine. Chinese medicine, normally, they ask you, do you normally run hot or do you normally run cold? Basically, what that means is that on an everyday average, are you more hot natured or more cold natured? Do you find yourself being more cold throughout the day or more hot throughout the day? And depending on which one you say, we give you the opposite herb. So if you're a person that runs hot, I would probably prescribe to you some cooling herbs, okay? And if you're a person that runs cool, I will prescribe to you some heating herbs that heat you up, okay, warm you up. So this is kind of alluding to that just a tiny bit. So if you're having a cold stomach, then bay leaves will give you a hot and soothing effect for a cold stomach. So now in retrospect, when you're talking about if you run hot or cold, if you run cold, try bay leaves. Bay leaves also has good urinary infection actions, okay? And it has a slew of other actions for a slew of other things. Like I said, we'll leave everything in the description below so that you can go ahead and read it and do your own research. Now, what are the recommended doses for bay leaves? We see here that it wants us to use the bay leaves in a decoction form. All right, now, if people who don't know what a decoction is, it's basically loose leaf dried tea, right, that you have to boil and put it in boiling water and let steep. That's all a decoction is, okay? So I don't want you guys to get confused here. It's 1 ounce of crushed leaves to 1 pint of water. You simmer it down for about 5 to 15 minutes, right? And then you drink half a cup 3 times a day if you're dealing with any acute situations here, like acute weak digestion, your poor appetite is acute, then you want to try to go ahead and get the maximum amount that you can here. Now remember, I'm not a doctor, okay? And I'm not a physician, so please consult your physician before using anything you see on Lethal Vital Essentials channel here, okay? But for that matter, we say here, research anything before you put it into your body, all right? Now, I'm your boy Surrender, a.k.a. HerbMan, the Hood Doc. I love you guys. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Until next time, peace. Oh, and the pics on my IG page. Y'all know that.